Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday. This is sort of unexpected, I know. And hey, John, how are you? Martin, how are you? Arizona, welcome, welcome. As somebody I used to know said. Good morning, everybody. How are you? We're usually on at 11. We're coming on early today because there's going to be a news conference coming on in an hour. Yeah, I bet you'd like to, but you won't get that chance. So there you go. Hey, Cully, good morning. Hey, Bill, good to see you. Helen, how are you? Hey, Bass, how are you? Another Bimaga. Good to see you. If you would, hey, Jamie, good. I know, early. There's going to be a press conference at 11, so I thought I'd better come on now. Hey, Monica, Gary, good morning. Good morning, Renee, Brenda, good to see everybody. I know it's early. Hi, Jerry. Because of the press conference at 11, I decided to go ahead and do it. Hey, morning from a Patriot. Good to see you. Let me get this fixed. There we go. How's that, everybody? Second you came on, we had a massive, loud lightning bolt, and now it's raining so hard I can't hear. Wow. Hey, I'm putting up hurricane shutters in a few. Wow, you guys on the East Coast, you really have to be careful. The press conference coming on, Jamie, is going to be about DACA. And I know that now the hurricane coming, Hurricane Irma, is a Category 5. So anybody who is in Florida, you should really think hard about getting out of there. I mean, I wouldn't sit around and wait, and I wouldn't wait for them to tell me what to do. Some of the people, yeah, it's coming, and it's getting a lot worse, Jamie. So, hey, Spencer, happy Tuesday. Bob, good to see you. Category 5 hitting, yes. Isn't it very early for you? Yes, it is, Mata. I don't know what to call you, McCoral Mata. It's early for me because there's going to be a press conference at 11 with Jeff Sessions. So I wanted to get on before that press conference. 2 horses, 2 dogs, and a husband. Ugh, Shauna said. At 11, political paramour, just because there's going to be a press conference at 11. So tomorrow we'll be back at the regular time. Yes, Jamie, it's a Category 5. Monica, I would put them all in the car and I'd go somewhere to higher ground. Category 5 is dangerous, is deadly. Has anyone heard anything on mainstream media about the fires in Montana? Over 1 million acres. Bill, I knew about them, but nobody's talked about them. There's also nobody talking about the fires in Oregon, the fires in California. Nobody's talking about that. Yeah, in South Florida, it could be really bad. I heard this morning somebody said that the hurricane coming in is bigger than the state of Texas. Irma going through straits, some through all parts of Florida, some skirting east of Florida. This hurricane is unreal. Harvey, now Irma. God is mad. Well, I don't know if God is mad. It could be that God is trying to get people to wake up and come together. Yeah, there's fires everywhere that nobody's talking about. Had a gal in the South Florida Islands tell me she was stocking up for Irma. I told her she needed to be packing for it. Good for you, Spencer. I think so, too. Jerry said it's about 330 miles wide. That is dangerous. And I'll tell you something. From the people that I spoke to, or they put on a video, and some I have spoken to, but when they got back from Harvey in Houston, that was the Arizona veterans, when they went there, listen, let me tell you something. While everybody was doing a good job and everything else, when the government came in, when the National Guard came in, they kind of took over the area that the Arizona veterans were utilizing as a staging area and everything else. Things were moving really well. People were coming in and out. Everything was going just great. National Guard came in and they basically took over, and it basically left it in a pile of trash because everybody just thought that, the National Guard just came in and did it the way the government does it. It wasn't run well. And it kind of blew up on them. So you don't want to be in that situation where the government comes in and says, okay, we're taking over, and then everything goes to pot. Hey, Marie, good to see you. Wildfires near my home in Washington. The Oregon fires jumped the river overnight. Now near my home. Please send prayers. Everybody pray for Maria, who is fires are near her home in Washington. Jose is right behind it. Ooh. Prayers, yes, for Maria. Fire is a very good weapon of war. Definite water surge will be high. Evacuate the coast. Hey, Barry, good to see you. Yeah, I think people don't wait. Like, I know the mayor in Houston said people shouldn't be out on the road, wait there and all that. But I don't know. We'll never know. Would they have been better off staying or going? I think if you get out early, you don't have to ask those questions. Hey, Mark, good to see you. Linda, good to see you. So why not, if you have an opportunity and you have the ability, just get out. I know, Spencer, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. That always works out really well. Yeah, I mean, the veterans, Arizona veterans came in there and they had that place, that staging area set up. They even had, Walmart open their doors. Walmart allowed the veterans to come in and get things for free to take back over to the staging area. So Walmart did a great job, and they had everything that they needed. They had cars 24/7 going through there. Yeah, J.J. Watts. I have him down to go over. He gave, what, $500,000 or something like that he donated? And he did a great job. He did such a great job that the citizens now want to name a street after him. Hey, Josette, good to see you. Yeah, thank you. So, hey, Catherine, good to see you. Yeah, everybody really pitched in and did a great job. And there are people that I've heard that, is it 17 million? Woo! That's up from what I had gotten last. That's great. Yeah, wow. Yeah, but they want to rename a street after him, so they're trying to get that done. I want to quickly, too, talk about DACA because this is something that is coming up within the hour. Red Cross only built 6 homes after hurricane, after millions raised. Yeah, but here's the thing that maybe you do or don't know about. Good morning, Catherine. About the Red Cross. Only about 20% of what you give goes to the Red Cross. You're wasting your money when you give it to the Red Cross. Mexico has donated. Israel is going to be sending $1 million over to a Jewish community in Texas. We're early, Catherine, because at 11 o'clock, they're going to be having a press conference with Jeff Sessions, is what I hear. Oh, no problem, Josette. Fires overtaking Columbia River Gorge. I've been in tears all night. Horrible. So sad. A kid started the fires with fireworks. Great. Yeah, they keep about 80% of it, Jerry, and they do pay expenses, and the CEO gets a lot of money. I would want to give to like Mercury One, where none of it goes to admin costs. It all goes to donations. Good to see you too. Yeah, we should be on at 11. We'll be on at 11 tomorrow, but today, just because of the press conference. The storm is moving slow in Florida when it hits via, is that Kentucky? Or I don't know what Ventusky is, but if it moves slow and it stays over for a while, that's even worse. But what do you guys think about DACA? It would appear from President Trump this morning that it says, Congress, get ready to do your job, DACA. So it seems as though that President Trump is going to end it. But, hey, Mama Lou, DACA is for those, the children of illegals who came here to the United States illegally. 2012, with an unconstitutional executive order, Obama allowed them to stay and get a green card and keep basically renewing it every 2 years. You said you believe you should respect the already registered ones. I support to end DACA. Yeah, but the problem is, hey, Hassan, I think it looks like what's going to happen is that he's going to end DACA, but give them 6 months before he ends it. And so basically that's going to give Congress time to do what Congress wants to do, which, either they'll A, not do anything, or B, they will pass amnesty. It could very well be. Ending DACA has got to be done. Too many incentives for illegals for way too long. See, what happened was people who broke the law illegally by coming here with their children who are also illegally entering the country have had basically like I said, an unconstitutional executive order that was signed in 2012 by Obama, and it's unconstitutional because the president cannot make law. And number two, the president can't make a law that goes against the immigration laws of the United States. Both of those things happen. Hey, Jonathan. And so you have, illegal on top of illegal on top of illegal. And now we're talking about making it legal. Let Congress have their headache before their election. Yeah, okay. You can, too early for you. So basically, what you're going to do is take something that was grounded upon an illegal law and then say, we're going to end it, but we're not going to end it for 6 months. And we all know that in 6 months, Congress will have something because Democrats want that law passed because, A, it's voters, because a lot of them are no longer minor children, and B, they can get money from those kids coming over here, like the schools get money and everything else. Let's take care of American and Americans first. And Joe and I thought that's what we were going to do. Ron said, I don't support illegal people regardless. Hey, Robin, good morning. Robin, we're just on early today because of the fact there's going to be a press conference at 11. Probably ending DACA and then giving it 6 months for Congress to do whatever. I just think, in me personally, that it should have been, we're ending DACA. And then if Congress wanted to do something, Congress could do it on their own. Congress has had since 2012 to do something about it, and they've done nothing. But now we are where we are. Wow. Oh, Bill has up a tracking Irma a site on the BrevardTimes.com. Hey, Joseph, good morning. It's on Facebook Live, though. We are praying for you guys because whatever affects you will affect the world. Glad HOTUS is ending DACA. The law is the law. But just that, putting a caveat on it. The caveat for me shouldn't be a caveat. It should be either we're ending it or whatever. This should never have happened. That's right, Donnie. As long as they end DACA, I'm happy. But, Ron, if they end DACA, it won't end for 6 months. And then by then, Congress will have whatever it wants, possibly. Good morning, Marlene. How are you? So, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. If the president had said, we're ending DACA, period, done, then, Congress can do whatever. DACA registries contribute with $4.8 billion annually to the U.S. economy. How much do they give to their own countries? Hey, Deborah, good morning. Preparing for the hurricane? Yes, you are. Ugh. Everybody in Florida, get out. Get to safety. Congress will screw us over, Robin said. That's what I'm thinking. The left are gone through a major fit. That's all I know. Yeah, and there are states that saying, if you don't end DACA, we're going to sue you. And there are states that saying, if you end DACA, we're going to sue you. I'm heading to Orlando Saturday. Is that a problem? That would be for me, but, you should track Irma where it's going. It's supposedly going to hit by Saturday. Yes. No, we're early, Lori, because there's going to be an 11 o'clock news conference about DACA. They're not, and DACA, don't mistake DACA for anchor babies. They're not anchor babies. They came here illegally like their parents did. In DACA, vote Congress out. There you go, Maria. That's the best way. We'll see if we have a veto-proof Congress. And a lot of people are saying, well, if Congress comes up with something, President Trump will veto it if he doesn't like it. I don't know if that's true. Should DACA recipients in the military be allowed to remain? That's, I think, my personal thing is, I think that if you're in the military, they allow people here in the military to stay. So, yeah, if you do a couple of years of service, I think that's fair. Prayers for all in the path of Hurricane Irma. All of my husband's family's in Florida, and they never leave no matter what we say. Oh, Robin. Oh, my gosh. It's a Category 5, so. What does everybody else think about them if they want to be in the military and, let's say, do, 4 years in the military, whatever? I know, Marlene. I tell you, it should spook you. I don't know that I've seen a Category 5 and one moving this quickly coming on the borders. I mean, I've seen 4s, but I don't know about 5s. What does anybody think about DACA people being in the military? Do you think there should be an exception? Andrew was 5. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Did it veer off at the last minute, Marlene? I can't remember. Andrew was 5 when it came ashore. Katrina was a 5, but hit it a 3. Wow. That would be okay if in the military. Veritas, did you catch what I said? Cannon Bliss, Roxanne said. I think even 2 years in the military, that should sign them up as Americans if they want. Yeah, 2 years is good. Good morning, Monique. How are you? We're just on early today because of the press conference at 11. How are you, Roxanne? Yeah, it's going to be, I don't know what people are going to say. Catherine thinks military works as well. No exceptions, Mama Lou said to me. If they want to serve us, come in legally first. DACA recipients pay $500 biannually, equal almost 500 or billions of dollars. I don't know. But you're also, remember what we talked about the other day, that if these 800,000 people were gone, that would mean about 30,000 new jobs for Americans each month. Hey, Marguerite, good to see you. So, you know, I mean, is it worth that amount of money? If you're an American looking for a job, is 30,000 jobs a year something you would rather have than that billions of dollars, however many billions that was? Hey, Marguerite, where are the parents of DACA? Still here, I'm sure? Yes, political paramour. And if these people are, let's say DACA, and they say, okay, we'll let you stay and you can work your way towards becoming a legal citizen, which nobody else did and nobody else was able to do, and all those people that are standing in line that came here legally aren't going to get a pass, then what happens when they become legal? Then they can have their parents here legally, can't they? The ones that aren't here legally now. Catherine said America first. Now is the time to prepare in Florida. Do not wait till the 11th hour, people, Jamie's saying. So if you're in Florida, I was reading something where this man was saying, some guy named Bob, I don't know who he is, but he said he's never wrong about things. And he was telling people, get out of Florida. It's going to hit. So already having a hard time finding bottled water here, Monica said. Why do you think Trump won't just end DACA? Because, Helen, this morning he said, Congress, get ready to do your job, DACA. America will have more jobs that DACA stole from Americans. Yeah, if they're gone, they will. If not, DACA, how would you know they weren't against the U.S.? They might join to attack within. That's true. We don't know that about anybody, though, really. Hey, Spencer's over on Facebook Live now. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's what you think. Now, a couple of people have said some things about it. Pelosi said President Trump will be demonstrating political cowardice if he ends the DACA program. Where have we heard that before? President Trump's decision to end DACA should break the hearts and offend the morals of all who believe in justice and human dignity, Pelosi said. This cruel act of political cowardice deals a stunning blow to the bright young dreamers and to everyone who cherishes the American dream. But what she fails to mention is, again, they've had since 2012 to do something about it. Trump is only righting the wrong misuse of King Obama. That was the real wrong. Yeah, if he indeed ends it, but again, if we put a caveat on it, does Congress know their job? Catherine, I don't think so. But, you know, it's about time for them to wake up and find out their job. So, you know, basically, President Trump could end it, and then they can go do whatever. But I don't think he's going to. He's going to end it in 6 months, to give Congress 6 months. Maria said Pelosi belongs in jail. And the thing of it is once that 6 months is up, if it gets close to time and they look like they're working on stuff and they ask for an extension, you don't think there's going to be an extension that's given? And really, Congress doesn't need an extension. Congress can take as long as it wants to take. So that 6 months maybe just, you know, helps President Trump think about things. Thanks, Donnie. Thanks for the super heart. But it really, he can put any time on it he wants to. Congress doesn't have to. They're not obliged to follow that. Direct I will, category 4 is catastrophic destruction. So watch the path, Jerry said. Put us in debt. My husband just finished his loan to Gettysburg and he's 43. Oh, wow. Are you boarding up and staying or leaving, Cully? DACA has congressional support, so it probably won't be ended. Yeah, it won't. It's not going to end. Why does it need Congress? Because it's an illegal order. It doesn't need, Mom, it doesn't need Congress to end it. President Trump could end it today by signing an executive order. But Congress is going to do something, whether it ends today or not, that the situation they're in now, Congress will have to do something. I don't think Trump's decision is wrong to end it. He is not ending it, but rather renewing it. Obama should have never broke the law by writing it in the first place. And see that, Monique, the way I look at it is what you should do with an illegal order is you should end that illegal order, period. And then let Congress, if they want to do something, let them do something then. But don't make what you're doing contingent upon giving Congress any time to do anything. Yeah, he won't really end it, but they'll scream bloody murder anyway. They will, no matter what he does, you know. Congress will do something because of the 2018 elections. You bet you they will. And they couldn't get health care, and they couldn't get, tax reform most likely. But I'll tell you, they're going to work their little butts off to get this DACA done, and it's going to look probably a lot like amnesty, if not amnesty. Now, Governor Andrew Cuomo served notice Monday that he will sue if President Trump ends the Obama-era program if he moves ahead with this cruel action. Notice Nancy Pelosi talks about it in terms of cruel action. Cuomo is talking about it in terms of cruel action. I believe Bernie Sanders did as well, because they already have their talking points out. Hey, Zoe, good to see you. It's all emotion, Julia. Yep, you're right. Most American voters don't like anything amnesty. Correct, political Paramore. Robin said, I'll be disappointed if Trump hands this over to Congress. What about Obama's cruel actions towards us? Well, nobody cares about that, Tricky. Cruel, how about taking money away from legitimate vets for DACA? That's cruel, exactly. And for those people who are standing in line for years and years. Good morning. How are you, Zoe? Yeah, people who've been standing there legally waiting to get in. This isn't fair to them either. Cuomo said, if he moves ahead with the cruel action, New York State will sue to protect the dreamers and the state's sovereign interest in the fair and equal application of the law. You mean the fair and equal application of an illegal law. This is what got Trump elected. I know, Catherine. Crazy talk from the left? Yes. Libs feel we conservatives think. Exactly. Now, Fox got it right. If it, in fact, he gives that 6 months, Fox got it right. They were the ones that came out and said this is what was going to be done. Now, here's what Arkansas Republican Senator Tom Cotton said. Thank you, Zoe. He said he's an immigration hawk, they said, by most standards. Listen, nobody, including Trump, has the will to deport 12 million people. Reform is needed. Well, it's not 12 million, it's 800,000, but there's 12 million illegally here, but there's 800,000 DACA we're talking about. Tom Cotton said, we ought to take care of them in any legislative fix. I would like to see them receive a green card. And he went on to say that Congress's solution would need to be carefully thought through. In any legislative fix, I would like to see them receive a green card. We ought to recognize that giving them legal status has two problems, however. First, it creates a whole new class of people who will then be eligible for a green card and citizenship, namely the extended family members of those who will receive legal status, who can, through chain migration, get legal status themselves. Second, it will encourage more illegal immigration. You already go to emergency? Yes, they already go. In California, the people who are here illegally, they don't go to the doctor's offices. They go straight to the emergency rooms no matter what the issue is. Yeah, just said, I guess emotions trump the law. How sad. That's true. It absolutely does. So, and then Paul Ryan, of course, said, I believe that this is something that Congress has to fix. If Congress has to fix it, why has it been 5 years later and Congress still hasn't fixed it? It's just like the health care when they say things have to be fixed on health care and we can do this, and 7 years later, nothing happened. But I'm telling you, DACA will be fixed. It will be fixed. And again, even if Trump gives them 6 months, they'll take as long as they want. They're not They don't have to go with his timeline. I know Catherine Snails moved faster. We tried amnesty under Reagan and were promised it would be a one-off thing. We all see how well that worked out for our nation. Exactly, Spencer. Even Ronald Reagan apologized for doing that. Ronald Reagan turned California blue by doing that. Ann Coulter said, let's see. She said what he did, according to Politico, and this is President Trump, weep about the fantastic illegals and announce that he's going to stop giving them amnesty 6 months from now in order to get A, give Congress time to pass the full amnesty, and B, block the courts ever ruling on what Obama did and Trump continued to do in total egregious fascistic violation of the Constitution. She thinks it will be like the worst thing ever if he does that. Iron Ann is hot. I know. Ann is mad. Love Tom Cotton. So far his statement sounds reasonable, Monique said. You know, there are other people that come here and get green cards. So, you know, again, though, those people that come here have valid reasons. I don't know if this is a valid reason or not, but other people do get green cards. I guess the people even standing in line are getting green cards. And Tom Cotton also said this could all be resolved by the RAISE Act. And that RAISE Act is bringing in people, you know, who have a skilled education and that type of thing. What a mess. Thanks to Obama. Let's hope something good comes out of this. We hope so, Josette. But see, this is what happens when you allow something to go like that for 5 years and you do nothing about it. Put the President Trump's health care bill and his pork in the DACA bill. There you go. Republicans in Congress would be committing suicide for their party if they do not close ranks on this issue. You know, Spencer, Republicans are going to go along with DACA. Trust me. Many DACA recipients are educated and work skilled jobs. My friend spent $8,000 to $10,000 in about 10 years to get citizenship. I know. It's not fair, Shauna. Hey, Jim, good to see you. Here we go again. Leave it to Congress. We are in trouble. Helen said, yep. Can DACA sponsor their parents? Not right now they can't, but they will be if they're allowed to have citizenship. Let all DACA people live with Congress. And, you know, again, they always talk about, well, it's the only life they've known. But, you know, as I said the other day, it truly isn't. They go back and forth to their home countries, and they know that country as well as they know this country. And they're always talking about, you know, we don't want to divide the families, but, you know, the people that are here illegally have an ability to leave, you know. So are we a country with sovereignty or not? I mean, how much more are we going to say, come here, stay here, come here illegally and everything else? I mean, that's where we're headed. We have open borders. We have the Democrats now not liking anything different. Their disregard of the law up to this point is concerning. Will they change after citizenship? I don't know how many of the DACA people are here commit crimes. I don't know the statistics on that. DACA is unconstitutional. It is, Marguerite. Nobody seems to care. That's why I said because, thank you, I'm fine, Cynthia, how are you? That's because I said, you know, a law like that, Obama made a law, which he has no power to do or authority to do as president. And because, just for that reason alone, I think President Trump should just say, we're ending it. And then, you know, and then it'll be okay, you have to leave. And of course, they're not going to leave because Congress will do whatever. So one way or the other, whether he ends it or not, if he doesn't do anything, then Congress won't do anything. If he ends it or gives it a 6-month period, Congress will act. We're discussing news and politics in here. That person who just asked that's new to Periscope. We can't change our laws based on emotions. You would never get the truth about how many commit crimes from the MSM. Probably not, Mama Lou. I just think that, you know, every president can start doing the same thing. They can just come up, hey, Marianne, they can come up with their own laws. They can start creating laws. They can take the power away from, the Congress as much as they want. So are we to honor every illegal law that comes forward? Hey, Marlene, good to see you. See, that's the problem. Are we just supposed to ignore the law? And that's what we're doing, whether it's DACA, whether it's, anything else. You're back again over there. Okay, on Periscope. So you see what I'm saying? If you have a illegal law, that illegal law should be ended, in my opinion. Just get rid of it. And then you don't have to mention anything to Congress. Congress can act or not act depending upon what Congress wants to do. Nobody challenged DACA. Everybody just let it go because they liked it. The Democrats were in control, basically, and everybody liked it. Even Congress, the Democrats in Congress, they didn't do anything about it. They said we need to do something about it. They never did. It should just end, and if they have been a cover of our society, then 6 months to get it in line with the law. I thought this was about Hurricane Irma. Melendez, it's about, Darren, it's about everything. We have spoken about Irma already. If you're in Florida, it looks like it's coming right at you at right now to Category 5. Yeah, Hurricane Harvey was pretty terrifying. So as for Sessions and John Kelly, Attorney General Jeff Sessions told Trump he would not defend DACA in court since he views it as unconstitutional. Yes, Marianne, I'm early today because at 11 there's supposed to be a press conference, a news conference with Sessions coming out in regards to DACA. I know. Thank you, Lori. I know. Robert will probably come on around 11 going, I'm going to give flowers, but nobody's here. H-1B visas are what destroyed the wages and IT industry, Spencer said. So just remember that. He's making Jeff Sessions coming out today to come out to the news conference. Jeff Sessions is supposedly the one who's going to be giving the news. And according to what I've read, Jeff Sessions thinks it's unconstitutional. So if he comes out and he has to give it 6 months, he's not really ending it probably like he would want to end it. Now, White House Chief of Staff John Kelly, according to a source with knowledge of the deliberations, said Kelly previously asked Congress to act on DACA when he was Secretary of Homeland Security. And so they didn't. Representative, the former GOP Representative Jason Chavez, he said, we're a nation of laws, and that's the way it works in this country. President Obama did a great disservice along the way. First of all, the Democrats had the House, Senate, and presidency and did nothing on the issue. He's right about that. You can't just change the immigration law through executive order. That's not the way this country works. Well, that's exactly what he did. He changed the immigration law through an executive order that no one did anything about. Congress at the time could have, taken that to court. Anybody could have taken that to court, and it would have been rendered null and void. Nobody did anything. And now all of a sudden, it's in President Trump's lap, and it's supposed to be his problem, and he has to decide, and now he's cruel or not cruel, depending upon whose side you're on. And again, if Congress had done their jobs and the courts had done their jobs and on and on and on, we wouldn't have this. And this is exactly why I think any executive order should be voided today with no strings attached, just that's it. This was illegal when it was done, over with. President Trump will be blamed regardless. Yes. Again, Congress needs to go. Yes. Tricky Rick, yes, agree with you. Trump doesn't want to decide. That's why he kicked it to Congress. I think that you're absolutely right. He didn't want, he already said that he felt bad about, telling the kids to leave, and he gave it to Congress. And I don't think he should have. If that's what happens, I don't think he should have. I think he should have just said, this is illegal. We need to get rid of it. Exactly. We just need to follow the law. It's not personal. Obama will have some karma for what he has done to this nation. Let's hope it's law. Enforce the law. I volunteered to tell the kids, Tricky Rick said. And again, they don't have to go back without their parents. Their parents can go too. And again, we're allowing people illegally in this country to stay. Whether it's their parents, whether it's their kids. And if these kids ever become citizens, they'll have their parents stay too, legally. He was hawkish before. Another thing that's sitting behind the desk has changed. Yep, Julia, that's true. Because he said that when he got into office, he was going to get rid of DACA, period. The whole extended illegal family can go, Jerry said. It's saying it's okay to break our laws. Yes, Marianne, and we've been saying that for the past 8 years. And, it looks like it's going to continue. But people will look at this and say, no, but Trump ended it. How we respect our own laws now will pave the road to how well the next generation will. And it doesn't look that great, EQ. These kids will be running things soon. Obama and the Dems knew this, brainwashing and propaganda. Yes, that's true. It's a faulty foundation letting criminals stay. It absolutely is. When did DACA go into effect, and what do you think Obama wrote this to gain votes for the illegals? Monique, it was 2012, and yes, I do, for votes. Monica said, I heard most of them are not kids, they are young adults. Yes, that's true, Monica. They're young adults who can vote. Now, you can say, well, with green cards, they don't vote. Well, in California, when you sign up and get a driver's license, you're automatically registered to vote. And does that mean that you're not going to vote? It means that you're not legally able to vote. Doesn't mean you're not going to vote. And for anybody to sit around and say, oh, well, that's not going to happen, that's absolutely foolish to say that. I mean, come on. Can everybody, if you will, we're at the halfway mark. If you would please retweet this, share this, I would really appreciate it. So Jason Chaffetz, even though he's no longer a representative, I mean, he's right. The laws of our country should be obeyed. And every time we move that mark, and every time we say, but this time, it's one more time that we don't follow the laws. Betty goes halfway on DACA and keeps parts of it with stipulations. Bama Tide said. Funny he says that now, Tricky says. Yeah, I don't know that I think it's going to be, he's going to give the 6 months. He's now a Fox analyst. That's right. Yeah, I just think that if he can throw this back in the lap, he's saying, look, I don't believe in global warming. No. He's going to say, here, I'm ending it. So in 6 months, Congress, if you haven't done anything, it's ended. But he knows darn well that Congress is going to do something. And again, as I said, even if Congress does nothing, just saying he could have ended it and Congress would have to act or not act. Why does there have to be a contingency? It should be, boom, done. Maybe, 6 months to get your stuff and get out. Okay, I can go for that. Yeah, Tricky said, call your representatives, write them, call them, and don't stop. Tweet them, tweet the president, whatever you need to do. But, this is not what we asked for. It's time for tough love for the illegals that have to respect the law of the land. Doing the right thing is like swimming upstream. It would not be easy, Josette said. It's true. It's true. But you've got people like rhinos in there like Ryan, whose constituents want illegals here and DACA here because that's where they get their money. That's what they're, that the people that hire them, et cetera, et cetera. It has nothing to do with people. This really is about whether or not you're going to enforce the laws of a nation. What about North Korea? North Korea, what do you guys think about North Korea? Now that they have the hydrogen bomb, thank you, President Obama, for giving Iran so much money that they can help North Korea out with that. Hey, Jen, good to see you. Can't they pay DACA a lower pay scale? No, that'll never happen. I'm stocking up on alcohol, Tricky said. Is anybody worried about North Korea? Or you just think, oh, that's just this crazy guy talking one more time? Nope, you're not worried. Cheap labor for the right and cheap votes for the left. There you go, Spencer. Tricky said he's worried. Yeah, I think I've heard that this hydrogen bomb, and the one that went off the other day wasn't a bomb, I guess, a test that they did. It produced a 6.3 on the Richter scale. That's massive. I don't understand why Obama and Clinton are not in jail. Wanda, the rest of us don't get it either, but they are China's problem. We need to go after them as far as North Korea is concerned. I think North Korea wants to reunify with the South, Nick said. And how do you say that, Nick? Why do you think that? They say that hydrogen, if they have the possibility to use the hydrogen tip, in which they say they do now, Jerry, and that hydrogen tip would have probably come from Iran, they're saying that the effects of it could be more powerful than Hiroshima. So that's pretty powerful. If they're aiming the bomb at the U.S., it's our problem. I agree with you, Lori. Yes, I'm worried if they hit North Korea, they got to worry about nuclear bombs going off. Yeah. I'm stocking up on Calgon, Monique said. If we move an inch against North Korea, then 10 million South Koreans are dead immediately. Airdrop an iPad in North Korea, that should solve everything, Carrie said. You know, it's a tough situation. I mean, you've got China there saying, if you go after North Korea, America, then we're going to come after you too. We're going to defend North Korea. But if North Korea comes after you, hey, we're just going to sit back and be neutral. Cully's got beers to be prepared. I think where we're moving with North Korea is pretty deadly. It has the potential. It would seal the deal that his father and grandfather had wished for, Nick said, to unite North Korea and South Korea. Saw this morning President ordered more missile sales to South Korea and Japan. I may actually get high that day, Obama said. Okay. Cully, Marianne's prepared with cake, it looks like. You know, it really is a tough situation. But if the guy keeps doing this, I mean, when is the last time you heard of that seismic type activity in North Korea? To be the dictator of both, Catherine said, yeah. Yeah, it's not really to reunify and become South Korea. It's to become North Korea, one North Korea. Notice it's always the Democrats that give nuclear arsenals. Yes, political. Obama and Clinton would be in jail. They clearly broke the law, Wanda said, that her friend mentioned. Dismantling all what Obama has done would not be easy. We have to pray this thing through. Just that said. China looks crazy at this point. North Korea is a world problem. Yeah, I mean, how many more times are we going to say, let's give you another sanction? Do you think they really care about sanctions? I mean, I know Nikki Haley is talking tough right now, saying they're just begging for war. And everybody else is saying, well, let's just give them sanctions. Trump tweeted this morning about selling arms to Japan. Yep. South Korea would never go for unification. This is not a Cold War era Germany equation. No, you're right, Spencer. They wouldn't. Catherine says we need the rule of law, period. I agree with you, Catherine. In every area. Why can't CIA go in and take this nut out? They did it before. It's been my question all along, political Paramore. Why isn't CIA going in there? I mean, they get Dennis Rodman in there to do something. Pray, people, pray every day, Wanda said. Yes. Something tells me that North Korea can... Sorry, I went too fast. So where's the good news? Let's see. It's Tuesday, Jerry. It's Tuesday. Now, Tillman, who comes in every now and then, if he were here today, this would be for him. The city of Chicago saw 30 people shot between Friday and Monday morning, with 4 fatalities and 26 casualties in hospitals around the city. Yep. There's some, I know. So Tillman's not here to see this, but if he were. There's some good news, I guess, for the nurse in Utah. The man who manhandled her obviously broke the law in so many ways, in my opinion. And I think they're going to find that he did. You just have to kind of look at the video and find out. The person that she was trying to protect and not draw his blood, turns out that he also was a police officer, I think in Idaho, and they're thanking her for not taking the blood. It was either Idaho or Iowa. The guy who manhandled her, who allegedly may have broken the law, let's say it that way, he has been relieved from He's on administrative leave from the job as a police officer. He was also an EMT that kept going to the hospital where she's at. He has now been placed on administrative leave from that hospital. No, yeah, I know it's in Utah, Marianne. I'm talking about the police officer that was unconscious was either from Iowa or Idaho. He needs to be fired, yes. And the guy, you remember in the video, the guy that kind of knelt down, it looked like maybe his supervisor that was called, he has also been placed on administrative leave because he was not accurate with what he felt the law was either. Yes. He's on paid vacation, yeah. I don't know. If I were her, and she probably won't, she seems very nice and says, I don't want to do anything, I would be suing them for civil rights violations right away. I would be making examples out of them so that they don't go and do that to other people. The nurse did exactly what she was supposed to do. And the thing that, that the police officer wasn't sensitive to was the fact that if she did something that was against not only hospital policy, but may have been against her own licensing policy, she could have lost her license as a nurse. Hey, Rhonda, good to see you. He needs to be charged with armed kidnapping. Well, I don't know if we have to go that far, but, he also put her in the car and didn't allow her to leave. Hospital said no more cops allowed in their ER unit. That's good, Marianne. She needs to sue for the benefit of the whole country. I agree with that. I don't think she will, but I agree with that totally. I support police wholeheartedly, but when they're wrong, they're wrong. Absolutely, Robin. Not every police officer is a good cop, just like not every anybody is a good person in their profession. See you tomorrow. Okay. All right, Jerry. See you soon. So I thought that was really good, for them, everybody to come out in her behalf. Had the nurse drawn the blood, she would have been in violation of HIPAA laws. Exactly, Nick. Exactly. And remember, the guy who was unconscious, the victim, was a victim. He was not anybody that they were blaming for the accident. This was a cover-up by the entire police department, Bo said. I don't know about that, but I know what I saw looked illegal to me. So, again, I wish she would have, I wish she would come forward. I wish she would sue. Even if she has to sue for $1, she needs to sue. Hey, Robert, good to see you. These cops need to be charged and incarcerated for their crimes. That probably won't happen, Spencer. But so why so concerned about a victim's blood? I guess political in certain states, I guess you might say that if the victim were drunk, let's say, or high on drugs, that they were a contributing factor to the accident. I agree, she should sue. And that would make them at least civilly liable. Just got a tweet, Irma now at 180 miles per hour. Wow. I've been in wind gusts of about 100 miles an hour, and I'll tell you, those things will knock you over. So if you're talking 180 and sustained winds like that, you got to get out. What happened to Trump's bodyguard? I don't know, Monique. I heard that he's no longer there. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he retired. Thank you, Robert, for the flowers. We missed that this morning. Dear God, HIPAA, Pepper NC. Ryan is a liberal Republican. Yes, he is. I know, Lori. Lori gave me flowers because you weren't here, Robert. So thank you to Lori for getting me through until Robert got here. They were hoping they could mitigate their culpability for causing that accident. Yeah. Well, perhaps, Spencer. That's a good point. Because again, if you could have been somebody that was liable for causing that accident, contributed to the accident. But they'll probably never know. I don't know if they took blood samples and they have them. I have no idea. And it's like she was trying to explain to the guy, even if we take the blood samples, we've already given him medications. And the cop was saying, yes, but we can tell what you gave them and what, anything else. Well, that may or may not be true. They can always say, well, he already had those medications in his system. North Korea should have sanctions to cut off all resources. And I know that's what Rhonda said. And I know President Trump was saying that he wanted to kind of sanction those people that were doing business with North Korea too. I read the cop knew the victim, but I don't know if it's true, Marianne said. Yeah, I don't know. And like I said, it seemed like the police officer was from another state. Yeah, it says that Trump tweeted a message on Sunday that suggested he was considering cutting off trade with countries doing business with North Korea. This warning came on the heels of the claim that it has successfully tested the hydrogen bomb, potentially triggering a magnitude 6.3 earthquake. What is definitely unacceptable to us is that on the one hand, we work so hard to peacefully resolve this issue, and on the other hand, our interests are subject to sanctions and jeopardized. This is unfair. This was somebody else talking, not Trump. So, yeah. Dixie Doodles. Dixie Doodles got flowers, too. Now, I don't know. The Israeli newspaper is reporting that Sarah Netanyahu, that's the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's wife, will be indicted in the coming weeks for allegedly receiving items worth 400,000 shekels, which equals to about $111,851. Spencer, I don't know. Spencer said, let's stop being coy. They were trying to frame that guy for the accident they caused. I don't know. I don't know the other parts of it for me to say that's a yes or no. Robert, yes, early because at 11 o'clock there's supposed to be a press conference that Jeff Sessions is having on DACA. So we went ahead and did it an hour early. Tomorrow we'll be back at 11. I know it's confusing, but it was either do this or not have it because after this I have to tape a show, God's Views on Political News. So I couldn't come on later, so I had to just quickly make a decision. Hey, Cooper, good to see you. I made a decision to come on an hour early, and everybody can watch the replay and retweet it and everything else like that. So the charges are the result of a probe into the rather luxurious indulgences the Prime Minister may be allowing his wife on the public dime. According to this, she is suspected of ordering chef's meals at the Prime Minister's official residence, which is against regulations, and hiding the fact that she did so. So I guess McDonald's wasn't good for her, and it says she was ordering meals. So anyway, I don't know what's going to happen with that. They're also talking about bringing some charges against Netanyahu himself, and hopefully I can find out more about that. But either way, it's not good. So also this weekend, it looks like fast food workers in 300 cities nationwide were expected to come in and in support of wage hikes. They want $15 an hour. When you go through deep waters, I will be with you, Isaiah 43:2. And we're going to need that. Absolutely going to need that. So I guess they didn't hear that when they raise the wages like that, all they do is that they are replaced with machines. So I don't know. I want. Yeah, give me more. It's amazing. You know, these jobs in fast food restaurants, I mean, I remember as a kid, I worked in McDonald's, and it wasn't something, good morning, Chicago Pops. Chicago Pops, we're on early today. We're on an hour early. And so you might want to watch the replay. There's going to be at 11 o'clock, there's going to be a press conference, supposedly, with Jeff Sessions regarding DACA. So that's what I heard. If it doesn't happen at 11, we were just on an hour early. Tomorrow we'll be back at the correct time. They want to usher in robots. Yeah. And, you know, it'll work. I mean, because people, if you $15 an hour to flip burgers at McDonald's, it sounds really great, but you know, $15 is going to make the cost of the burgers go up. People are going to stop coming there because that's why they go to McDonald's. They like the lower cost so they can bring their kids there. So it's not going to work. It is nuts. And again, those jobs were never meant to be a full-time job. Oh, please, Susan, those machines are coming, higher wages or not. Greed has no bounds. Probably, Spencer, eventually. I mean, it's kind of like human beings are being replaced themselves. If you read Technocracy Rising, you'll see that the whole idea is to try to bring humans and technology together. So if I were a business owner, I'd let them have their raise and then ask who wants to be the first to go after that because my budget can't afford their demands. Good point, Monique. On the flip side, people get overpaid for jobs too. Yep, Lori, they do. I mean, some of the big CEOs, I know they have an important job, but some of that is way too much money. Fast food jobs are starter jobs for teenagers. I used to be, Nick. I guess not anymore. Did anybody hear about the Burning Man? That whole thing that they do. I thought of that when I talked about Technocracy Rising. Hey, quiz. At Burning Man, at that whole big event, at the very end, they set this huge mounds of wood and this effigy of a burning of a man, right? This whatever it is, symbol of something. But anyway, they set it on fire, and they had people that were around it. They had barriers set up and everything. And this one man, 40-year-old man, ran through everything and ran into Burning Man as it was on fire. So he's dead, as you might imagine. Nobody knows why he did it. Denmark and Australia have higher fast food wages and meals are cheaper than here. He got his 15 minutes of fame. Yeah. His parents were saying maybe somebody gave him something. I don't know. Draining the swamp would not be easy. It is so deep and so wide. It is, absolutely. So we'll just have to, yes, a man died. He absolutely did. They pulled him out, but he had such severe burns that he died. So sad. No, he's not. You could do something, quiz. You could go out and vote for Donald Trump next time he runs because he's going to run again in 4 years. And this time you can get it right. What was he smoking? I know, Spencer, somebody said that they probably gave him something, so I don't know. I don't know if they'll do an autopsy of some sort on him. I doubt that very seriously. He's probably like so much burn that they can't do anything like that. So I don't know. But anyway, I know Quiz likes to come in and talk, so we let him come in as long as he's being respectful. I remember a lot of my friends at BOA got their raises, Make of America, but then were all replaced by technology, robotic ATMs that did more than they could do in office. Sad, but hey, they got their raises. That's right, Monique. I mean, it is sad, but that's where it's going. You can't squeeze every dime out of people. It just doesn't work. So hopefully the news will get better on Tuesday. I know it seems pretty bleak right now. I mean, over the weekend, at least seemingly we didn't have riots and protests. So I think that was better. I know, Dixie, right? It's like, take something, make it good. I'm never disrespectful. So far, Quiz, I would say that's absolutely true. I would say that's absolutely true. Yes. So I hope you guys get to watch the conference that's coming up in just a few minutes. If you would, I'm just going to end a minute or two early so that people can go watch. If you would, please retweet this. We'll be back tomorrow at the regular time, 11 Eastern. Technology always changes the workforce and number of employees. Yep, how could it not, Chicago Pops? Absolutely. All right, you guys have a great day. God bless. We'll be back tomorrow at 11. Please retweet and share. I would really appreciate it. Thank you, Lori. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everybody on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care, you guys. God bless.